Ciao Juventini, and welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where it's all Juve all the time. We got Joe Cappuccino joining me, and today, of course, Mirko Di Natale coming in to answer your questions about the Mercato, not just the one we're currently in, but even the summer, and just some overall questions about Juventus. And this is, of course, on the Roma versus Juve match day. Mirko, ciao, grazie, Natrota. Come stai?
Ciao Alberto, thanks for your invite. Thanks for my translate, Joe. Is the hour of cappuccino, no? From yours.
No.
Io
non l'ho fatto questa mattina, ma...
ok. No breakfast?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Sono un po' fame.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, 45 minuti. Okay, so we have
Yes.
Mirko for about
like a first half, no?
Like a first half, bene.
Yeah, there you go. We get a first half with
Okay.
Mirko, and then we'll carry on afterwards. So, just so everybody in the live chat understands, we have a series of questions that have been put together through Twitter as well. We're going to just tackle these ones, and that gives you time to put some of your questions in the live chat, and then we'll flag those ones. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. Joe, fire away with the first question.
Ok, Mirko, bentornato un'altra volta. Quanto è la gravità delle discorse tra Julian Alvarez e la Juve?
Okay. I could try to reply you in English. Could
Sure.
try. Okay. Not more. Very honest, not more. Last month, I interviewed the president of River Plate, Donofrio. Donofrio tell me he can't he doesn't have any contact with Juventus. In this month, his agent Fernando Hidalgo is in Milan, in Italy, officially for to talk with Inter and with Milan. Juventus is not hot. Okay, for Julian Alvarez in this moment, Juventus is interested. Okay, but they have other priority. Okay, in this moment for the attack.
There you go.
Perfetto,
There you go.
perfetto.
So Joe.
Okay. No, perfetto.
It's okay.
Yeah, perfetto. Okay. Should we go on to the next one, Joe?
Sure. Seconda domanda. La situazione con Morata è un'uscita. Succede all'improvviso o c'era un problema prima di queste voci? E anche è possibile che queste voci hanno contribuito alle meno spettacolari rendimenti per lui questa stagione?
Could be about the rumors on Morata and this situation with Juventus. Morata isn't a Juventus player. Morata is a player of Juventus in this season. Okay, next season probably not, because Juventus with very difficult could riscatto, come si dice, redeem, vero? Could redeem the striker for the very high price of Atletico ask for him, 35 million. I know 2 or 3 months ago I knew that Juventus could try to abbassare, invece, come si dice, could try to negotiate the price or with in solutions, or make another year of loan, okay, or negotiate the price around 15 or 20 millions, 25 millions, and not 35 millions that ask Atletico. I know that Juventus with very difficult to redeem Morata, and probably in 2 or 3 weeks ago, Juventus have talked about this situation with Morata. Barcelona is appreciate with his coach Xavi just at the end of the month of December. The rumors right on my colleague of us and Marca was very interesting in this sense. I think that if Barcelona and Atletico Madrid could try to real negotiate, could try to a deal, Juventus difficult to tell no about this operation, this possibly operation. For me, Barcelona have very need to sign a striker. In this moment, have a few problems around the situation of the very earn that no, aspetta, che guadagnano molto i loro giocatori, insomma, questo.
Yeah.
Okay, and
how much the players earn.
Exactly. And if Barcelona can to sign Morata, for me is very difficult find a very best striker in this season of Mercato, because Icardi, Scamacca, Aubameyang, and many other players to search Juventus
Paghiamo molto.
Don't want to bring to doing in loan, ok? Non so se mi sono spiegato.
No, perfetto, un'altra volta, perfetto.
There you go.
No, volevo dire, se vuoi aggiungere, volevo dire su Icardi, Scamacca, la Juventus initially want to find a striker on loan, okay? Was this the idea of management of Juventus in this season? With the Morata situation, the things are changed in this sense. Icardi, in my opinion, is the very striker that want Coach Allegri, and Paris Saint-Germain in this moment tell no about the only loan or loan with diritto di riscatto, non so come si dica. PSG want the obligation about the loan.
There you go. There you go. So Icardi is the man Allegri wants the most. So we'll see how the fans. We know how the fans feel about that one. We've got some questions rolling in from live, which is great. We will get to them. Joe, I think we are going to get. This was one that was kind of curious when the rumor came up. I think we'll go to the questions surrounding Carnevali from Sassuolo. Let's ask Mirko about this one and if he can confirm the rumors surrounding that potential move.
Sure. Mirko, puoi confermare qualche voci di Carnevali cambia Sassuolo per la Juve? È vero?
No, I can't in this moment confirm these rumors about Carnevali or Giuntoli, for example, is accostare, come si dice, is a Juventus name, okay, for the future, but in this moment, no, I can't confirm these rumors.
There you go. So yeah, sometimes us fans are right when we don't believe something at all. So, there you go. Let's get to this one, Joe. Aside from Ramsey, who's the closest?
Ok, Mirko, a parte di Ramsey, chi è più vicino a un'uscita?
Ramsey, surely for two reasons. One, Allegri officially in the last press conference tell to everyone that the club and his agent works together for the best solution for both of them. And two, Ramsey want to play in Premier League, and the Serie A, Italian Serie A is the past from him. He wants show his qualities that isn't showed in Italy. Unfortunately, for many injured, that is he have che ha avuto, insomma, he have done, no? Ok, gun, non done. With Ramsey, in this moment, Juventus could value different offers for many players. For example, Kulusevski, for example, McKennie, for example, Arthur. Is not unsellable in this moment. For this, if Tottenham, okay, if Tottenham make a good offer for Kulusevski, Juventus could value the solution, the possible solution.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Great information there. This one we have to ask Mirko about this one, okay? And that's a Vlahovic. Joe, get him on Vlahovic here, because he remained a constant if the will of the player is Juventus.
Ok, Mirko, tu sei più o meno l'unico che 100% crede che Vlahovic segna per la Juve. Vorresti cambiare questa dichiarazione?
Ma io non sono l'unico, I'm not the only one because I know that Vlahovic, that entourage of Vlahovic has have avuto, non ricordo come si dica,
he wants or doesn't have
different meeting with the management of Juventus in the month of October, and Juventus at the entourage have talked about the possible sell of Vlahovic for Juventus the next summer, not this transfer window, I'm not the only one for one thing. I'm not sure, because Juventus and Fiorentina can che possono fare, can to do negotiate, can do the negotiate for Vlahovic, because Fiorentina don't lose to sell the players of Juventus, don't Vlahovic has have a high valuation, 80 millions. Fiorentina wants to price for him, and Vlahovic would earn around 6 millions. I have this news, Juventus can guarantee 6 millions for 5 years, but Juventus in this moment haven't any agreement for with the Fiorentina for the players, for me, in my opinion, if some Premier League clubs like Arsenal, like Manchester City, that search a striker in this moment, if can value 80 millions and can pay this money, Vlahovic go to Premier League, in my opinion.
There you go. So maybe KM here, who's been all big on Vlahovic. Yeah. Sorry, man. We will see. Okay, Joe, we've got a lot of questions now coming in from the live. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to start getting to some of these, okay? Dove stiamo?
Sorry. Raspadori has scored in my fantacalcio, but he's on the bench. I am unlucky man.
È sempre così.
No, I am unlucky.
Gravenberch. Come sta la Juve verso Gravenberch?
Gravenberch is a young player that part of the green list. Okay, in Juventus. Juventus have this green list formed for young players that they have a little of experience and earn a little bit. Okay, for Juventus. Is a good player. Different rumors talked about a contact with Nedved Raiola last month about Gravenberch. Gravenberch is a Juventus target, and in my opinion, could be arrived more chance to buy Gravenberch and not Pogba, in my opinion.
There you go. More realistic for Juventus. Okay. Fantastic.
Like
Mirko always says his English isn't good, but he comes on here and he does
bravo,
fantastic
lui.
job every time. Bravo. Ok, questa questione è dei tifosi. Dice che manca spirito della Juve, c'è una situazione forse ancora con i ultras. Come stanno la situazione allo stadio?
But in first thing, I think that Juventus have a good thing with the part of evil ultras, because in my opinion there is a ultras that follow Juventus, that follow the club, that follow the players, and the evil ultras that go to stadium from for make a chaos. Okay, Juventus is the only club in Italy that have the fight with evil ultra. In the stadium in this moment, there will be for the next match only 500 person. Okay, is the Italian government decision in the next match against Udinese, for example, and there will be maybe a boring situation. If I think, for example, Borussia Dortmund Ultra or many other part of Europe, okay, is very fun to me to see in TV. The voice, no, their voice for all, for the animate the club. In my opinion, Juventus fan in this moment isn't un po' cold with club, but it's normal. It's normal because the fans of Juventus in Italy want to win always. And I remember the Juventus of Capello 14 or 15 years ago.
Anni fa.
In delle Alpi, the fans of Juventus that go in stadium was cold with the club, with the squad, with the president, with the coach, and with all, because Juventus fans wants to only thing win. E basta.
Mi dole a capo quando ci penso a Capello e la Juve. Gives me a headache thinking about that.
No, ma è vero, i fans della Juventus sono... Se vuoi poi tradurre, Gio, perché questa parte non la conosco, almeno ti rispondo meglio. Io penso che la Juventus abbia fatto una grande cosa nel combattere questi ultra, perché quando si andava allo stadio, purtroppo, come accade in tutti gli stadi italiani, ci sono tante cose che non funzionano, no? I cosiddetti petardi, quelli che vedete anche voi, non sono cose che secondo me siano giuste. Poi questo porta diciamo i fans a non avere le stesse voci che ci sono come nel Borussia Dortmund, quindi le stesse coreografie, eccetera, eccetera. Ma secondo me è bello, perché tu vai allo stadio, vai con la famiglia, vai a guardare lo show, non vai a litigare con altre persone. Questa è la mia opinione.
What Mirko was saying was that he thinks that Juventus has done something that other clubs just haven't done. They've kind of brought when you go to an Italian stadium, stuff doesn't work. Things are all over the place or broken, and in some places you can't bring your family to a stadium because it can get violent. Juventus has kind of done away with all that by sort of I don't want to say get rid of, but they've effectively gotten rid of the evil ultras.
Yeah.
And now you go and you're seeing the show. Like, you can bring your family, you can bring friends and stuff like that. It's not just for the ultras where you would go and you would probably bump heads with people who you wouldn't want to. You go and it's more of an experience now. So that's what Mirko was saying.
Yeah, you bet. So let's go on to the next one here. Scamacca. Dove stiamo la Juve Scamacca?
Is a Juventus target, one of the most Juventus target in my opinion. Scamacca likes in every member of the Juventus staff, and liked to Paratici last year that he could try to convince Sassuolo just a last day of the mercato of 21, mercato in winter mercato, and for this season is very difficult. Is the hard solution, because Sassuolo don't make a favor of to Juventus for his sell. Carnevali is, in my opinion, one of the hard person for to have a negotiation positive. In we see the situation about Locatelli, no? 2 months and half for to convince Carnevali, not Locatelli, Carnevali, with the formula for 35 million for Locatelli. And Scamacca, I think that is for 40 or 45 millions for him. And depends if Juventus want to buy Vlahovic really and negotiate with Fiorentina for this, or concentrate to the only strength for Scamacca. Inter wants Scamacca. Inter is very, very interested for the player, in my opinion. If they will another sell for next year, Inter could be a very chance for seeing Scamacca, in my opinion.
Allora, se viene Scamacca è definito no per Vlahovic. Sì?
Sì.
Yeah. Okay.
E uno tra l'altro.
Yeah. And get him to throw a percentage on Scamacca. For June, like how confident?
100%.
No, percentage no. I'm not the right person for the percentage.
Va bene.
I could to speak with you. Potrei dirvi, anzi, I could tell with you. Is Juventus like this profile of strike?
There you go. So they're hot on Scamacca.
Bene.
There you go. Va bene. Zakaria and Cone. Dove stiamo? Summer. So I guess in summer, Joe.
Proviamo più l'estate o... Sì.
Zakaria o Zakaria? Yes. Cone
Zakaria.
no. No.
Cone no.
No.
No, nothing, eh?
No, at this moment, no.
Okay.
I haven't this type of info.
Okay.
I'm
There you
honest.
go. So nothing on Zakaria and Cone.
Zakaria, yes, because he will go in next summer to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Juventus would be in realtà Juventus would make a sell in this transfer window about the midfield, but no, nothing of concrete. We will go in next summer, and Juventus could try to see him, in my opinion.
There you go. There's the news on that. We got a lot of questions from the people live. We're going to try our best, getting to all of them and keep it transfer related.
Proviamo.
Joe, Fagioli and Rovella for Juve next season.
Fagioli e Rovella forse la prossima stagione, sì.
I want to him who have make this question.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Alex
non lo so.
Alex, okay. Yeah. Alex, you could try to make this question to Allegri. Okay, no.
There you go.
Because
bravo,
for a simple reason, Fagioli and Rovella are two of best young that Juventus have. Fagioli, everyone speak well of Fagioli. Few weeks ago, I interviewed Dal Canto, that is the former coach of Juventus Primavera, and he tells me Fagioli remember Del Piero. Okay, and in this situation, you say that Fagioli could be a future of Juventus, and Rovella is the regista that Juventus haven't in this moment. But I know that Rovella will remain at Genoa to the end of season. And next, io, quindi Mirko Di Natale, want to sell Rabiot and other players for this type of young, because Juventus must to ricominciare, must begin for the young, and Allegri must to convince to bet for these players. Otherwise no.
E devono cambiare qualcosa.
Ma sì, sure.
So Mirko says, basically, essentially, it's up to Allegri on those young guys. But Mirko personally would like to see Rovella in Juve's fold. Welcome to Rovella Hive, Mirko. Fantastic.
No, ma in the history, will no, aspetta. The history of Juventus group will always composed to Italian players. And in my opinion, there is some players, some young players, Italian, that to play in Juventus, because Fagioli or Rovella are better in this moment, for example, to Bentancur or Rabiot. And
giusto.
Bentancur and Rabiot are two players that important players in France and Uruguay, but in this Juve don't convinced.
So we only have a couple minutes here left with Mirko. Let's try and get some real quick. Joe, just get him this one on his yes or no. Sulu Mirko, his preference. Luca and Artur play together.
Luca Artur gioca insieme un 4-3-3 o 4-2-3-1. La
in my opinion,
your preference.
I understand. In my opinion, yes, because Artur can play as regista. He should have the cross, no? But I don't see in this moment the same Artur that I've seen in the past in Gremio. Artur is one of the main protagonists for the Libertadores in 2007. Sì, 2007.
Sì.
No, 2017, 2017, giusto? Sì, ok. And Locatelli is he plays everywhere in the midfield. He play with as regista, as mezzala, as the trequartista, because Locatelli, in my opinion, can see the last goal, no, the last, come si dice, dell'ultimo passaggio, the last, come si dice passaggio in inglese?
Pass. The last turn.
Okay, the last pass. For the strikers, no? For me, Locatelli is perfect everywhere in the midfield of Juventus.
There you go. So we're almost done. Maybe un'altra domanda.
No problem. One or two. No problem.
It's one or two. Okay.
C'è un
you can go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
C'è un terzino che Juve vogliono comprare l'estate.
Ok.
Volante.
Sì, il terzino sinistro, left back, giusto? Sì,
Yeah.
Allora, if Alexandro go, yes, Juventus will do a left back for to replace him. But in this moment, I haven't this type of name. There is Alexandro De Sciglio that he don't renew. Okay,
don't
renew the contract in the part. Juventus and this entourage haven't to talk about the renew of the Sciglio. Otherwise, Alexandro and Pellegrini are the only two left back in Juventus squad. We'll see that the next mercato that management of Juventus decide in this situation.
There you go. And what are the odds De Ligt stays for next season? Ask him that, Joe. I know you're curious to feel how confident he is in that.
Mirko, c'è un percento che De Ligt rimane alla Juve. Sei sicuro o no che lui rimane?
Un'altra stagione, diciamo. Yeah.
Is a complicated situation about De Ligt because allora preview.
In italiano.
Ok, preview. No, preview. Allora, I often speak with Brian Roy. Brian Roy is a former player of Ajax, Foggia, maybe Lazio, don't remember. And the agent of Brian was Mino Raiola. And Brian and Mino is a good friend, or are a good friend, okay? In the first time that I interviewed Brian Roy, Brian tells me De Ligt remained 3 years at Juventus, okay? And was strange, no? Because After 3 years, Juventus can exercite, mi sembra, the clause of 150 million. 150 million, sì, 150. Pre-Covid, I thought that one club like PSG or Barcelona before the crisis could make this offer, but I'm not sure today that there will be a club that pay 150 million for a defender. For this, I speak with you that the complicated situation, because the Ligt lived very better in Turin, and learned the language, and is not usually learn the Italian. No, and many other players don't learn the language. No, for example, Rabiot. Okay. So I could confirm today that Juventus don't want to sell the Ligt, but if Raiola or the same players tell clearly that we don't go, we don't go, that we go out to Juventus next mercato, Juventus don't tell no, insomma, because there will be a club that want to pay the clause. So
there you go.
Bravo.
Ancora stiamo aspettando per il contratto di Dybala.
Okay, last
okay.
one.
Okay,
last one. Is the same complicated situation with Dybala.
Ma è vero che è finito tutto quanto?
I know that the agreement is always of the last month of October. Is the same. Is I contact Juventus, I contact the entourage of Dybala, and they same used the same replies. No problem. But I in first weeks of January there isn't to sign of Dybala for. Last information that I used anche for tutto Juve my press is the Horgan Tour will be in Italy the first weeks on January, and could be the could be in Italy last the next week, but is not certainly this type of info, because I don't know, honestly, I don't know. So for Dybala, I repeat the same thing. The agreement is done, but finché non ci sarà la firma, scusami, ti chiedo di tradurre. Finché non ci sarà la firma, è chiaro che ognuno può dire e può speculare sulla situazione, anche perché Dybala dal 1 di gennaio può firmare con qualsiasi altra squadra. Questo non veniamo.
Yeah, he said that all that's remaining is the signature, and until there's a signature on the paper, anybody can speculate what's happening. So
it isn't necessarily the problem with his brother, the agent. Like, nobody really knows. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Ok. Allora, siamo finiti. Mirko, un'altra volta, grazie per venire qua a parlare con tutti noi. Sei sempre Bravo. I apologize for a little bit of an error.
Don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. I'm at home. I saw the Venezia Milan, and I'm very glad with you to be with you, with Joe, and with all friends of Juve cast.
Yes.
I vote with you for
the around Turin. Mirko voted for all
bravo,
Juve cast.
bravo,
Per i
Bravo,
award
bravo.
social.
bravo.
Sì, grazie mille.
Si forte. Everybody like the video. Show some love for Mirko. If you're here, take the second to like the video. Mirko, un'altra volta. Grazie. Grazie.
Thanks to you. I'm sorry for my English is not perfect.
No. Si forte,
Hai parlato
Mirko.
bene, hai parlato bene, Mirko. Veramente.
No, I don't pay him. No, non vi ho pagati.
Bravo. Tutti quanti dicono grazie Mirko, grazie mille e ci vediamo un'altra volta.
Sì, ci vediamo.
Thanks to you, and good continuation for this broadcast.
Grazie. Ciao. All right. So we always get flooded with so much. And we lose one guest, we bring in Anthony. Ooh. Man, there's always so much to process when Mirko comes on, you know. It's amazing. It's fantastic to hear just a little bit more inside there. So Ligt, everybody that's nervous about that one, remain calm. It looks like another year. Because it's just the situation's too complicated. Of course, he did, kind of hint that things could change on a whim. But Juventus, to give an insight on there, he's
don't make it feel that great.
Yeah,
okay?
Juve's kind of sticking to their guns, it seems, from what Mirko's saying, in terms of getting max for their guys, which is great. So the will of the player, it's going to be that battle between will of player and Juve not just giving into that like they may have done way back when, right? Vlahovic, he says, so he said the will is there, but the money's going to probably talk. And
ain't happening.
Yeah, so Vlahovic probably out. Scamacca, Juve is hot on Scamacca. So I know we have a couple guys that are big on Scamacca in the team. Get ready for that one because it sounds like Scamacca is one Juve's all over. So
it sounds
was
like
anyone else taking notes?
Oh yeah.
No.
Was no one else taking notes? Because every time Mirko's on, he always says something that's like, what did he just say? Something about the green list. So Juve has like
green
this
list, yeah,
a green.
I've
list.
never heard of that. I don't know if anybody in the chat's heard of that.
About that. He talked about that the last time he was on too, and paint a picture. And the green list is who they shortlist for the young guys they want to bring in. So they have a main target list, and then they have a green list, which is a certain amount of younger guys that they look at, right?
And someone asked about Graven Birch, and he's like, he's on it. It's
yeah,
like, oh, perfect.
He's
so
on,
that's
he's
a lot.
On their,
there's been a lot of speculation
list,
on Twitter.
Right? So
yeah, that's good.
Kone is not. He said that he's absolutely heard nothing about that. So we've had a lot of people that have been asking about Kone. There's absolutely nothing there. He said Zakaria is, though. So there is interest there in Zakaria, but he did not tie him to that green list, which is interesting for how many rumors we've heard from there. Guys, everybody in the live, there's been so many questions. You guys have been fantastic. We will have Mirko back. Mirko's fantastic, and he comes on, periodically when we can get him. And don't be afraid to reach out to us on any of our platforms like Twitter, whatnot, even in comments here. If you have specific questions you want us to ask Mirko and get back to you with, we'll do that. And we can, by all means, have those posted on Twitter or whatnot. Mirko always comes on and he gives us all the goods of what's going on behind the scenes. Dybala thing is interesting. So all the rumors about, his brother and the agency and everything like that, just nobody really truly knows why the stall is there, but apparently everything is agreed upon. So, and he didn't get into anything in terms of the delay having anything to do with Juve trying to back out of the term.
Yep.
So he made
There
no
was
mention
nothing.
of that,
He didn't
right?
say that.
So,
Nope.
yeah. And Alex brings up a great point about the green list. Is it for younger? Isn't it for younger players that can make a profit for the team? Really, all younger players, you stand to kind of make something. Like, you don't lose. Even if you go back in the day, we had that one off season we pulled, I think, 66 in capital, and it was all young guys, and young guys that are not to the caliber of a guy like Gravenberch and whatnot. So that's one of the things with the younger guys, is you're never really going to lose, right? But man, Mirko is always great having him on, man.
He went through a lot there, man.
He's a great guy.
First of all, I don't even know why we needed Joe or me. I think it's next time it's just going to be you, Al.
He's really strong. He doesn't give his English enough credit. Joe,
really
your
doesn't.
Italian is fantastic, much better than mine. So yeah, huge job, Joe. Everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed. We got a lot of your questions in. We try to get as much as possible. A little short with time, and Mirko, of course, like, we had to tee things up. Sometimes there's life happens. Things tie up.
How about we just hit the highlights, the notes I take, and I'll see how you two guys, because I know you guys are trying to listen to the questions and react. So let's do this. How about we do this, Al? Watch this. Let's move me here.
Oh, okay.
And let me ask you the question.
He's in the captain's seat now.
Well,
only for a couple minutes. Fagioli. That was an interesting comment about what they said. He was talking with the Primavera coach and Fagioli. So from what he said, do you see Fagioli in the squad next year? Al?
No, I don't. I don't see Fagioli in the squad next season. I see Rovella in the squad next season.
Joe?
I think I agree 100% with Mirko, and that's a question to ask Allegri, because it's up to him. And I want to say that Fagioli got his start with Allegri, but I don't know if he'll continue with Allegri too. So that's to be determined.
So do you think he gets sold, or you think he stays on loan? Okay.
I don't think he gets sold,
but I don't think he makes the first. I don't think it'll be either him or Ravella. I don't think Allegri will take them both. If they do, that will be a miracle.
So another interesting thing was no names yet on the left back, because I believe he said that there's no names because Sandro, the contract hasn't been determined yet what they're going to be doing with Sandro. I think an easy question is Sandro a player come July? And I think we're going to both all say no on that one.
Alex Sandro?
That's right. He's obviously not going to get renewed, but it'd be interesting. Do you guys have any targets in your minds of who we could replace him at left back? Or do we just stick with DeScilio and Pellegrini?
I have an idea. There's a player from Benfica named Grimaldo.
Another Portuguese guy? Are we going to go down this road?
He's Spanish. He's Spanish. He's Spanish.
Okay.
But he a couple of years ago, he looked absolutely fantastic. He was part of Benfica's title-winning team, and he was being linked with Real Madrid, Barcelona, the regular stuff. But he just didn't move, and I was like, why has this guy not been bought yet? He's very good. He's a more offensive-minded left back. So if you can picture that in your head.
Yeah, I think honestly between right back and left back. So if we have Luca Pellegrini, who's showing us some fight, there's something there for sure. You've got Danilo, who is capable of playing both sides. So I think come summer, you find yourself either a left or a right back, like for sure. And whatever the best option is, if you can find a stronger right back to add to the team, I'd probably go that route and use Danilo as coverage on the left side. Quadrado, is probably going to get a renewal, probably we're thinking 1 or 2 years, and then kind of go that way, right? But yeah, I think you have to kind of look that route. Center back's going to be an interesting one. We also are not 100% sure if Atalanta is going to take the option on Demiral. That's not a certainty. So if Demiral comes back, I know that so many fans have just turned their back on him since he's joined Atalanta and just said, oh, he's junk, he's garbage and whatnot. But honestly, I would stand behind him 100 times over Rugani. There's no question in my mind. I would. And Rugani's been okay this year for his couple appearances, but
played all
we're
right.
not going to offer him anything. Rugani
did his
does
job.
have a year under his contract. On some sites, I've seen another 2 years. So sorry if that makes some people feel a certain way, but
For who's that? For Rugani?
Rugani, I've seen 23 and 24 both posted, so I'm not 100% sure which it is. But regardless, Demiral's not a certainty to be purchased by Atalanta, so we have to kind of keep that in the back of our minds too, because if he comes back, you either sell him, but then you're still looking to bring somebody in. Chiellini, with each year that passes, is a little bit closer, you know. We've got to look in those areas.
We touched on this one. We touched on this one the last show. 150 million release clause for Ligt. Now that was a great question, and you and I, Al, we were like,
yeah, we see things
summertime.
differently, right? Because for me, it's all about the team, man, and it always is, right? So I'm not saying go out and sell Ligt. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, should he go, you're not going to get that much capital out of any other player. Maybe one that comes close to it, but you're not going to get that big a boost in like that quick a hit. And that when you're a team that's rebuilding and needs so many pieces, as we've all highlighted as fans and on this show and our live chats, like, you know, midfielder, striker, left back, center back, potentially. You got to take that. You got to take that green sometimes and bolster everything, right? But nobody wants to see him go. Nobody wants to look at Alex. Give me that MDL cheddar cheese.
Come on, Alex.
The thing that stuck with me when talking with Mirko about that was that he was like, Ligt learned the language. He said, for all intents and purposes, that he's happy in Turin. He likes it. And if push came to shove between him and Mino Raiola, then he'd be like, hey, I want to stay here. Raiola would back off.
It's always the player's will.
And it's always the player's will.
We've talked a lot about that on this show in regards to Mino Raiola and what people's perception of him is and everything. But the thing always is that you don't think these players move to places because Mino pulls them there. You know what I mean? He's a player's dream for an agent because he takes all the attention. He takes every single bit of attention, the negativity, everything. And he just absorbs that so that the players can just play. And if the player wants to make a move, he makes it happen and whatnot. But people that think, oh, Mino's just going to take these players away. He's going to take them away if there's a next step for them and the player actually wants that next step. Now, having said that, should Juventus fail to get in a top 4,
we might not be in a position to.
I think Ligt would.
I think he goes.
I think Ligt would definitely want Champions League football, and if we fall out of there, that's the only time I could see Ligt wanting potentially to leave. Otherwise, I truly do believe he is extremely happy in Turin. And
I don't think 1 year out of Champions League is going to say, I'm out of here. I really don't. I don't think he's that. You know, you can say the exact opposite to your statement. You say he's a player who's going to leave if you don't play in Champions League. I say he's a player who's going to stick with the team for at least a year outside of Champions League. You know, who knows? You know, he seems like he loves the team. He loves the city, right? Learn the language. What another piece of information that really got me that is absolutely sinking the Rabiot ship is that he hasn't even learned the language yet.
Yep.
You know, and he speaks
another
French.
Nail in the Rabiot coffin.
You know, it's not that much of a stretch to learn Italian if you already
if you know French.
It's tough with Ligt though, because I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like for me right now, currently this team, the vibes I get of who would stick around, guys like Locatelli, guys like Chiesa and whatnot, and Ligt, I'm kind of like, you could see it in how he acts and whatever. Like he's always been a prime ambassador for Juventus and whatnot, but I don't know. I'm not necessarily getting that vibe. I don't know what it is. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he stays for a long time.
Dead
he
wrong.
would be a fantastic leader. He's already starting to grow into that mold for us, but I don't know. I don't know. And Alex making the comment, if we don't make top 4, we might need to sell Chiesa as well. Chiesa's untouchable.
He's not going anywhere.
Chiesa, and the thing that I say with these other guys is that they haven't, guys like Locatelli and guys like Chiesa, this is not an Italian thing too, for people that are thinking that. It's more in the sense that they haven't necessarily experienced enough or won anything to feel that certain way to make a move from Juve should Juve not get into top 4. But when you look at a guy like Matthias has been at Ajax and they made on a hell of a run. They knocked us out, went on to semifinals of Champions League, and he's had that taste, and the caliber of player he is, he would have everybody knocking on the door, all the top contenders. So, you could say right now, yeah, no, he's happy, he's all great and whatnot. But if a certain team that could possibly win that thing comes knocking, I can't truly say that I think he would just say no.
We've had a couple of these already this morning, and I apologize, but my Russian isn't very good these days. So I can't really read this name. Will Juventus finish it?
Bar start is what I'm looking at in that picture. Let's go with it. Bar start.
We talked about this, Joe. Let's start with Joe. Joe, what do you think?
Joe, do I think Juve make top 4? I think we can.
We're only 3.
I think we can. Oh man, whoa! Why am I in the driver's
floor,
seat?
my friend?
I think we can. I think we can do it. I think anything is possible. We just got to stop missing these opportunities, and I think we really can.
RB Comp's just kicking it with the reverse psychology. No, we don't make top 4. He said we're going to lose 3-1 today to try and get this reverse psychology season going. I like it.
That's
Guys,
good.
We're making top 4. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yep.
If we have to, it won't be pretty.
RB Comps took a shot at me early on. Damn, I can't find it.
If we don't make top 4, does
that
speak to the drive of the team? I think lack of drive could be what makes people like Chiesa consider other clubs. So I kind of talked about this in the last game, is that we are still trying to put absolutely everything together. And you can see it in this team on the pitch. Like, it's a bit of everybody. When people want to play the blame game, it's not just players, it's coach. Because even with the right approach, which I believe we had against Napoli, you could see the intent, you could see the approach, you could see the energy, but without a game plan, what are you trying to execute? Because there have been matches where we've lined up properly and you could see what we're trying to do against a team we're playing is the right way, but the drive was missing. There was no intent. We were going soft on 50-50s and there wasn't that grinta, that fight. That sometimes makes the difference. But without the game plan, the structure, none of that really matters. You're just going around there aimlessly. So we have to still put it all together. The biggest thing that stood out against Napoli, and again, this is my one thing that I question with Max Allegri, is can he get a team trying to replace 30 goals from Ronaldo firing as a unit, because that has been my one knock on Max all the time. When you look back to his previous teams, he was bailed by a lot of individual talents. And now, speaking to the drive of the team, in All or Nothing, how many times did we see these talks behind the locker room, and all these guys trying to ramp up these younger guys, and just all the guys on the team and then just a lot of chaos back there and trying to bring these guys up to the level that was needed. Bonucci, Chiellini, Ronaldo, you see them all trying to do this. Back in Max's first tenure, you had a locker room full of guys that didn't need that talk.
Because they won.
Barzagli, Bonucci, Chiellini, Pirlo was gone when he came in. Tevez was around for Max's first season, right? But you had all these guys. They didn't need that talk. Now you've got a team that needs it. all the time almost. So it's not surprising that mentality fades in and out, sometimes within the same match.
Mhm.
I'm not one to go back and you guys know me. I'm not one to go back and compare to past locker rooms, but these players haven't won anything.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
A
Right?
lot of
So
them.
they don't know that that marathon that it takes to win the Scudetto, right? They're in it, they've played in it, but they've never won. They haven't had that taste of it. So and I think KM up here said, you said my prediction was Juventus to finish third. I think I switched it to first, but yeah, third is still achievable because we're only 4 points out of it. I think Inter is a little bit too far ahead to be caught, to be honest. But
It's tight
I
up
think
there. It's definitely tight up there.
third is still achievable, but you can't.
We
You're
made
asking for a lot from these young guys who haven't won anything.
there's still
Mhm.
there's still so much left to be
So much-
played too.
Yeah, a
And
lot has
these
to be fixed too,
matches,
though.
the Napoli match and stuff, that's not going to be like a big one that, decide. It's the Venezia game, the Empoli game. It's like those are the games that are the killers. When you
Exactly.
play
We
the
need to get
matches where
points.
you have to take 3 points and you
Mhm.
don't, the Napolis, the Milans, the Inter, those are bonus. Those are bonus. They're not like the ultimate deciders. It's it's those other ones that you just can't have it. And this is again playing to the whole team, the group, where they need to be. But it's interesting to see kind of more with the targets that Juve's going a lot more realistically, right? And it
Yeah.
looks like they are sticking to that younger thing so far, from what it seems hearing from Mirko. And the other thing is that seems like an abandonment on the route we were going post Beppe
Mhm.
Marotta.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Because
Yeah.
post Beppe Marotta, we were looking for the flash, and it was just like it did make a whole lot of sense. And how could it make sense when you don't even have a stable coach? What system are you trying to
Mhm.
get players for?
Exactly.
Who are you trying to bring these guys in? And we've gotten rid of 2 managers without even giving them. Although the first I agree with, I think Sarri kind of did himself in. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's just it is what it is, right? Roma and Juve today. Before we're not, don't think we're signing off everybody without getting into Roma and Juve.
Yeah.
Come on,
Mhm.
come on. So
Freaking me out. I gotta
first
switch
of
this
all,
up.
fantastic article highlighting the bitterness of this rivalry by our newest writer, Jonathan Grade. For those of you not familiar,
Mhm.
the guy's fantastic. He was producer for the show Golazzo, which brought Serie A to the UK and was massive. He's got one on our website. It's alluvcast.com. Check it out. It's very, very cool. Get yourselves pumped up. I'm always pumped up for every match. I don't need it, but this article just really got me fired up. It's awesome. There's always going to be some with these teams, but it's cool. And Roma and Juve, our potential lineup probable: Szczesny in goal, Quadrado, De Ligt, Rugani, De Sciglio, Bentancur, Locatelli, McKennie with Dybala, Chiesa, Keane. Set to be the 4-2-3-1 on this particular lineup. That puts McKennie outright. And I think it's gonna be a 4-3-3. That's probably how I would play it.
Yeah.
McKennie being Mezzala out of the midfield, Dybala on Quadrado's side, because that allows Quad to push and Dybala could slide centrally. De Sciglio on the side where Chiesa is, and Chiesa will end up doing a lot of work because De Sciglio is going to be the defensive-minded one at the back there, right? So it's going to be interesting. But this lineup, honestly, guys, we got to remember Pellegrini is just getting back. Allegri says he doesn't have 9 minutes in his legs. Sandro's gone, dusted. This is what it is. This lineup, I'm fine with. Guys, what are your thoughts on this projected lineup?
Go ahead, Joe.
I think that it's what we got. And 2, honestly, for what we have, that's certainly okay by me. There's nothing too bad about it. I'll put it that way. There's nothing, no glaring. Like if he in fact put Sandro on the left, I would have been like, "What are you doing?" But he didn't, so that was good.
Sorry, who's starting at the left? Who's on the left side? Lord
Deshiello.
Oh, we got a
who?
two-man pivot of Locatelli and Bentancur apparently, but I think it's going to be 3. You know,
I think
actually
it'll
think
morph
it'll be
into 3.
Locatelli, Benta, McKennie, but who knows? I haven't seen too many guys play Bentancur on the left side as a Mezzala. So that's the kind of thing that's throwing me off here out of that. But it would be Deshiello and Chiesa on the left side, and then add one of those midfielders, right?
It's the best
Yeah.
lineup, like Joe said. It's the best lineup that we have, minus Danilo, right? So
And
there's no excuses for today, man. Like
there really isn't.
Zaniolo's
This is a
out.
team. Roma's kind of in shambles. We got to take advantage of it. And
Allegri's out.
This one has to be a win. Quick reminder to everybody: like the video. Okay. Other news: Pinsolio has recovered from COVID. Not only Pinsolio, but Miretti and Sule have also recovered from COVID. And I want to take a quick second to give a massive shout out to the Juventus women's team for winning the 3rd straight Supercoppa. Okay, fantastic. If you get a chance to watch them,
They're great.
It's great to watch. Like, they've got a deadly team. That is just a close-knit group, and you can tell how they play. And for the Canadian viewers, finally signed a Canadian. Julia Grosso joined the Juventus women's team. So we're just waiting for the guys to sign Alphonso Davies or Jonathan David. Let's go, Jonathan David, doing quite well where he's at. I'd take him.
Never know.
Let's
Never
go.
know.
Get some Canadians in there. Now, prediction time. Let's get to predictions. Let's have
wasn't ready for this.
Oh yeah, you're always ready. You were the prediction guru over here.
It's true.
So let's have some fun. Let's just get to the goods. Everybody that's joining us live, we'll get to some of the goods. Do we want to go through all our regular tiebreaker stuff, Anthony, or what do you think?
You're goddamn right.
Okay, well, fire it off. Do you have the list, Anthony?
Hang on. I'm just erasing the ones you guys did from the other day, which were awful. But let me just write these down.
Oh, come on.
I'll write these
That's
down.
harsh.
Joe.
Hey, I did my part. Juve didn't do theirs. That's not on me.
I'm ready. Let's fire away. Halftime scores.
Halftime scores?
Yep.
I think we go into it 0-0.
I'll go 1-0 Juve at half.
1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 as well because that's right. Full-time scores. Joe, what do you think?
1-0 Juve.
Oh, you stink.
I know I do.
Yeah.
2-1 Juve.
Damn it. That was going to be mine. I'm going to go. Is that Tammy Abraham playing or does he have COVID?
I believe Abraham is in for Roma.
He stinks anyway, so I'll go 2-0 Juve.
It wouldn't have mattered.
It doesn't matter. I don't know why I asked that question.
Hey, I agree with Jay Ellis here. It is a shame. That's why we ask all of you to share all the content, like the videos. Let's keep going. We're going to grow this thing massive. Don't worry. 2022 is going to be a massive year.
Huge.
Big time. All right, we got full-time scores. We'll start goal scores with Al.
Chiesa 2-1 and Moise Kean the other.
Is Keane? Did you say Keane's projected to start?
Projected to be in the lineup, and even if he comes in as a sub, he's going to get one in this one.
So if Keane's starting, I'm saying Dybala gets 2.
There you go.
Oof.
Joey?
Oh, me?
Obviously.
Chiesa going to continue his run of form, and he's going to score today. So, yeah.
All right, you only picked 1-0.
I only picked one. It'll be him.
We'll do MVP last.
Killing your percentages that way. If I call 5-0, I can pick 5 goal scorers and at least get points on the goal.
Get points for that, right?
Yeah, that's a tricky way of doing it. But
it's sandbag, and we don't sandbag. Let's go.
Total offsides,
match, I guess.
No, I mean, you get the tiebreakers there, Slappy. Offsides.
Oh yeah, lots.
I'm gonna go with 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 offsides for Juve.
I'll take the upper edge and I'll go 5.
The Berna tripletta there from Alex P.
Hey,
yeah, not happening. Joe, time of first yellow card. Team. Time of first yellow card. Not necessarily team, but if you want to throw that in there.
Roma, and I'll go with the 25th minute.
That's a good one. That's where
I'm
that's
always
Al's.
in the mid-20s.
That's Al's bread and butter right there.
29th.
Go ahead, Al.
I'll go Price's Right style and go 29th minute. It'll be Roma.
I'm gonna go Roma in the 21st minute. There we go. Yellow cards. People help me out in the chat here. What are other tiebreakers? Offsides, yellows. Oh, shots.
Yeah, total
Shots on-
attempts and how
shots.
many on target?
Shots and on target. So I guess I got to start with this one. I'll go 12 attempts, 4 on target.
12 attempts, 4 on target. Ooh, I like that. Right in my
know you
wheelhouse
do.
there. 16 total attempts, 6 on target.
16 and
Just gonna
6.
boost each of those by 2. You see what I did there?
I'm gonna go 18 attempts,
Jesus.
and we'll have 3 on target.
Whoa.
Is everyone shooting with the
Well,
wrong
he is
foot
picking
today?
1-0, so it makes sense. 3 on target, 1 goal. Yeah.
Halftime, full-time goals, offsides, yellows,
Methodical and calculated, Mr. Cappuccino.
MVP. Mine's obvious with the mine's obvious because I have Dybala with 2 goals, so it would be wrong. But I'm gonna do the I'm gonna get rid of the formalities. I'm gonna say side shout out to Bernadeschi because when that happens, Al, he has a good game. So we'll say side shout to Bernadeschi, but I'm gonna go with Dybala today.
I'm going to go with Chiesa.
MVP,
Man of the match, Chiesa.
man of the
Yeah.
match, Chiesa. Yeah.
You guys stink. Always picking the same things. Well, there you go. Look at that. This nice
There we
little
go.
quick, right
Boom.
off the top of our heads, predictions.
got
That was great.
Guys,
We can do it. We can do that.
You can do it.
we got her. We're ready. Let's hope the team is, and let's hope they give us the victory so that we can cover that victory tomorrow. Everybody, tomorrow morning, same time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to be here for your post-match podcast. I hope you all enjoyed us bringing in Mirko Di Natale. It's not going to be the last time we're bringing him in. Again, he's one of the strongest guys. He's one to keep your eyes out for. He's massive growth when I think back to the first time we had Mirko on this show. And just his English too has been like so much better, but he's such a great guy too. And he voted for us on the Around Turin Social Network Awards. He loves the All Juve cast. We're one. Mirko is an All Juve cast member. All right. He's an honorary member, and I love having him by. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Next time, we always try to get the most amount of time out of these guys, but Mirko does a lot of other coverage too. So it's really hard to pull these guys in. But again, I just want to remind everybody, we will use all our resources that we can for you guys. And if you reach out on Twitter and you have questions that you want us to ask and put forward to them, we'll do it. So we can do that, and then maybe even have like just a written interview that we'll put on alljuvecast.com to answer all your questions. But guys, thanks for all the support. Before we sign off, take the time. There's 28 of you. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Get that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. It's All Juve all the time, okay? And enjoy the match however you watch it, okay? It's 9:30 a.m. start time for me. That means
12:30
I
Eastern.
will be in the living room with my 2 daughters, probably scaring them with a reaction to one of Juve's goals.
Of course.
That's probably how it goes down here. But real quick, any superstitions out there on match days? And Joe?
When I was younger, I had a whole bunch more, and then I realized, your stuff starts to stink. You got to wash your stuff. You got to wear it a certain way. I ain't got time for that anymore. I ain't got time for that. Plus, when you're married, you have a wife who says, "What is this? What are you doing? You look like an idiot." So, no, I don't have any anymore.
No, Joe?
I do. I don't know if speaking of it will ruin the juju
Don't
around
say it.
it, but
Don't say it,
it
because I will
involves
make fun of you.
coffee and how I brew it and the mug I put it in. I'll put it that way.
Okay,
Nice.
that's fine.
11 p.m. start for KM. So you're going to have angry neighbors at all the goal celebrations because Juve is going to pump Roma. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao.